Shape up or ship out. How to shape up or ship out and how to use that to supersize or grow your business. Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here. And our idiom today is shape up or ship out. It, of course, means to correct your behavior, to improve your performance, to do your job satisfactorily, or get the heck out of Dodge. Get the heck out of here. It comes from the military in World War II, where soldiers were basically told as part of, during their training, hey, follow orders, conform to what we tell you to do, follow regulations, do what we say, or we're going to ship you out. We're going to send you literally on a ship, or we're going to send you to some other combat zone. We will ship you out to a combat zone. And after the war, it came to mean, of course, and was expanded to any area of performance. Mostly if people think your performance isn't satisfactory or they want you to do something, manipulative or coerce you to do something, sometimes, or just nudge you to do something. They always have, they, meaning the bosses, the people in charge, the person of power, always is in a position where they can take your job away, take your livelihood away, kick you out of an organization. Clubs and organizations actually think of fraternities and hazing and things. Those are really negative examples of shape up, do what we tell you to, follow our commandments or our commands, or you're out of here. We'll kick you out. You won't get into our club or our organization or our fraternity or sorority. A lot of businesses have interesting practices, interesting hiring practices where they test you out and basically, you know, either you follow in line or you fit their mold or they're not going to hire you or you're out of here. People in all sorts of different situations end up finding themselves, either we fit in or we don't. Either we are part of the culture and we assimilate to the culture or we don't. A lot of people in the United States feel that way about immigration, about people that come here to America. They believe, and I'm not either way on this, but some people believe that people that come to this country should find a way to assimilate and fit into the country. For example, if you come and you speak a foreign language, many people believe you should learn how to speak English so you can communicate with the people that are already living here. I think many countries and many different parts of the world have that expectation. I know if you go to France, you better speak French or people will treat you differently. I remember my dad telling us girls that years ago when he used to travel to France, because he always had to travel with an interpreter because he didn't speak French. You know, he just didn't have a foreign language under his belt and he didn't speak French. So that was one of the only countries he would say that people treated him differently because he could not speak the language. But I think there's probably, you find pockets of that in every country in the world. So shape up or ship out. How do you use this to supersize and grow your business? How do you use this idea of we want people to perform in a certain way? We want them to fit in our organization so that we have a cohesive group of people all working toward the same values and goals. How do you make that work in your organization? First, you have a drink of coffee because your throat's scratchy. But the number one thing you want to do is when you're hiring, hire for values, hire for organizational fit and skills, but make sure that you're hiring people that will fit well into the organization. That will, now a diverse group of people. I am of the mind that diverse organizations are always going to perform in a superior way to organizations that aren't diverse. So when I say fit, find different types of, have your criteria include diversity and make sure that that's included. But make sure that when you're hiring and when you're talking to people and when you're communicating with people on a daily basis, that there are clear expectations set. This is the behavior, this is the performance, this is the skills we expect you to bring to the job. These are all of our expectations. One of the first things I ever did or do on a new job was sit down with the people that were going to be reporting to me, and we would have a clear back and forth discussion on expectation sharing. This is what I wanted to know. What did they expect of me as the business owner or as the person that was supervising them? And then I wanted to share what I expected from them, how I expected them to communicate with me, how I expected them to behave, when I expected them to come to me if they needed more resources or help. So the number one thing to think about with respect to shape up and ship out is making sure that expectations are clear, very, very clear, right? and communicated frequently. Same with our vision and our values for our organizations. We want to make sure that we're talking about that a lot, that we're always sharing that we're bringing people on board with the visions and the values of the organization. We want to continually be giving people feedback. I am of the mind that no one should ever go to a formal performance review or performance appraisal and be surprised by anything that comes up in that discussion. To me, feedback needs to be continuous, just like continuous improvement, communication and feedback, and letting people know how they're doing, and both positive, right? Mostly positive, and then the things that they can improve on as well, all the time throughout the year, throughout the relationship. Focus on the positives, focus on the things that you want to see in terms of people's behavior and performance in your organization to be like, and you'll get more of those. And then model, make sure that you are being an example of those things. Model and set the example of those. You can't, just like with kids, you can't say, do as I say, and then do just the opposite. Oh, don't smoke, kids. Don't ever drink. And then, you're slurping down a couple of martinis every night as you're, chain smoking. It doesn't work that way. Our children and the people that we interact with will behave in the ways that we model. So follow the golden rule. Treat people the way you want to be treated. Expect the level of performance from the people that engaging with you that you also exhibit. Or it's very it's ridiculous to think that in this day and age, position power, although we're seeing a whole lot of it in the media right now, is valid and okay. We're sophisticated, we're smart as human beings now. We don't fall for all of the nonsense that happens to be trying to be perpetrated in our world right now. And then remember to provide the resources that people need to perform their job properly. One of the biggest challenges I've ever had in corporate America was the lack of resources, in terms of we were expected to perform and do certain tasks, but we didn't have enough resources of different areas, different categories. It wasn't just money. We didn't have necessarily the talent, the information, the skills, the wisdom, the technical capability to do some of the things that the leadership of the organization expected us to do. And that is an exercise in futility, and it's really, really frustrating. And you're setting people up for failure. And we want to make sure that we're always setting everyone up in our organization for success, right? So that is my take on shape up or ship out. Have I heard this a lot in my lifetime and in my career? Absolutely, positively. I've been shipped out of a couple of places. Growing up, my dad would tell my sisters and I, girls, do what your mother says. Shape up or ship out, meaning shape up or you are going to lose privileges or be in trouble or not be able to use a car or something. So love to hear your stories about shape up or ship out. How do you use it in your organization? And I will, of course, be with you tomorrow with another interesting idiom. What does it mean? Where does it come from? And how can you use it to grow your business right now? Shape up, ship out. See you tomorrow. Bye.